Okay, so this was meant to be a Koala app review, but I ran into some issues trying to integrate it with my setup. So what I've done instead is Koala versus Pocket Operator. So the idea of this is just to mention the pros and the cons of both, and what my solution was as to not using Koala app, why I use this instead, or and. Right, so first I'll talk about Koala. The pros with Koala do go on for quite a bit. I mean, you've got unlimited storage. It's easier to sample, from a file. It can time stretch, which is something this can't do. It has a linear sequencer, again, something this doesn't have. It has a step sequencer, and it has a sequencer, but it's not linear by any fashion. It has some quite good effects. It's easier to chop samples because you've got a visual cue on your tablet. It's very easy to use, and there's an undo button. Something that's handy on any musical device. Now I'll talk about the pros of the Pocket Operator. First of all, sync in. Second of all, sync out. Although Koala app has a PO out, so it can sync, and it can sync to anything else that a Pocket Operator would do, it's very difficult to sync out and take the audio at the same time. It's a lot easier if a device has a separate sync out on it rather than trying to take it from a phone. And of course it doesn't have a sync in, so that means that it has to be the master, which is quite annoying when I've got a lot of other things that I'd rather them be the master. So this is a big thing. The other thing is the sound output. The sound output on obviously the phone is 24-bit. Now you can reduce it down to 16-bit, but on this as standard it's 12. And that leans towards the sound that you actually get from it. You can hear it's got a little fuzziness that otherwise shouldn't be there, but it's nice, it's warm, it reminds me of vinyl and old songs. Taking a clean sample and putting it on here is a no-brainer because it instantly adds a little bit of character that maybe it didn't have before. Really, really good. The other thing is obviously I'm using my phone to record at the moment, so using it for that isn't the greatest of ideas. But this all leans towards my setup. If, for example, I was just to make hip hop, which I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, I would use a combination of both. What I've been doing is loading my phone up with all the sounds that I want, connecting it to my Pocket Operator, and simply using it on the cue mode to sample into the Pocket Operator. It's a very quick way to flick through sounds on Koala, then put them on here. And where if you reach a limitation on this, if you've got your phone as well, you can connect it to Koala, and then you can easily exceed that limitation and put all the things on here that you want to sound vintage and all the things on Koala, and use it as spare tracks. The other thing that this has that Koala doesn't have is song mode. Being able to chain patterns together is really, really good. I know on Koala you can switch sequences while it's playing, but there's no way of actually chaining them. And because of that, I can use this with the circuit tracks, and pardon me, I can have blank patterns on the Pocket Operator until the time comes where I need the pattern to come in. Let's say I need some chords to come in so they can line up exactly on time, and in that respect I can use it in song mode almost like it's got MIDI, which is really useful to me. I do suggest you check out the Koala app. It is insane how good it is for a phone, and to be honest it is easily the best application for Android I've seen to date. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I hope someone finds it useful. I highly recommend the Knockout. It's really, really good. Pardon me. Its ability to loop something perfectly and then cut it into 16ths is really nice. It really adds an old feel to everything. And again, having sync in and out means that you can really sync it up with all your other gear. I've got a lot here. And like I say, having Koala app as master, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. This is the kind of thing that I'd want as a slave. In a full setup like this. Okay guys, I think that's it. Thanks for your time. Hopefully I'll do more. Like and subscribe, do what you do.